Hi, welcome to the House of Stamps. I'm Lyndon Sosi. You can't see me, but you can see my hands. And I am going to show you a tutorial on stamping. So what I'm going to use, and what this tutorial is about, is using a wide length stamp and how to get a nice even impression with a wide length stamp here. This one is probably a little over an inch. I don't have my ruler on hand here, but it's a nice new feather design we just got. It's a beautiful design here. So we'll use this and let's get to it. How I hold my stamp, and I've learned this just through my 32 years of making jewelry and how to get an even impression with my designs and not getting a double imprint on that design and ruining my metal. So what I like to do, and the way I hold my stamp, is I like to use my index finger and putting that index finger between the stamp and the bottom plate. And then I'll use my pointy finger here and hold it like that. With my thumb, I like to hold it about a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch upward from the bottom plate, just so I have control over the stamp. And what I like to do is I like to go left, right, or vice versa, forward and backwards, and then center it. But I usually will hit it in the center first and then proceed to go back and forth, forward and backwards. So let's do that, and we should get a nice even deep impression. You want to do this several times in order to get a beautiful impression. Remember, the piece you're making is made by you, and you want to make your piece the best of show in your mind in creating, okay? So this is part of that learning experience of making your stamp impressions nice, deep, and beautiful. So here we go. So what I like to do is I like to hit just a nice deep center hit. I'm not going to lift it up right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my right hand and then just feel this and make sure that it's locked in there, I'm twisting the stamp and it's locked in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly tilt it to my left, just like this, but I'm going to use my index finger to just lift it up a little, okay? And that way, and I'm going to make sure that it doesn't do what it just did, pop out of the impression. So I'm going to slightly lift it up, hit, and then I'm going to make sure that it's locked in there, and then I'm going to repeat that process by going right. And you could do both right, the vice versa on how you feel with hitting it. Now I'm going to go forward because it's locked in there. I'm going to go forward, I'm going to hit, I'm going to put that stamp back in there. As you notice, when I hit it, the stamp jumped out of the impression. So I locked it back in there, and I'm going to tilt it backwards toward me, and I'm going to hit. And then I'm going to make sure that it's locked, and I'm going to center it again, and then slowly lift it up, flatten it out. And you always want to flatten it out with your mallet. Okay, you don't want to use your hammer, because if you use your hammer, you could damage your metal when you flatten it out. And this is the impression of the beautiful feather. It's a nice deep impression. So what I usually like to do is I like to go back into the feather design with the stamp, make sure that it's locked, and I'm going to repeat the process. And then I will flatten it out and take a look at it and say, yep, it's done. And that, my friends, is how you use the wide length stamps. You would tilt it back and forth, forward, backwards. And if it takes you 10 times to make a nice even impression without getting a double impression, then I would suggest you use this method as many times as you possibly can to make your piece the best of show in your mind without ruining your metal, okay? Remember, we have beautiful stamps on our website, www.thehousestamps.com. We also have our in-store designs as well. We have several thousand designs, I imagine, but we can't put all of them on the website. So if you ever pass through Gallup, New Mexico, we are located at 124 South Bradley Street, right off historic 66. We're about half a mile, about a half a mile from Thunderbird Silver Supply, and we are about a quarter mile from Turquoise and Silver Supply. So take a look and visit us and say hi and stop on by, okay? We have beautiful designs. We have several thousand Navajo handmade stamps. We are the biggest little company in the world to sell Navajo stamps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.